Hey guys! Today I'm sharing my first layout in my Revival Camp book. So this year my Revival Camp book is actually a book that I have purchased from our local library. I've taken it, I've decorated the front, and I've torn out all the pages in the book so I can go in and sew in my paper layouts. So for this first entry, I'm going to be sewing in a poem called Somewhere, which I thought was very fitting for the explore theme of this devotional. So as you can see, I'm just kind of doodling in some vines, and that's just going to give me a little backdrop for those moths and butterflies that I have fussy cut from Paige Evans' Pick Me Up collection. So I'm not heavily gluing these down. I'm just gluing them enough so that when I take this to the sewing machine in a moment, these are in place and not moving and shifting around. Another reason I don't glue them down too heavily is because I kind of like the idea of them being able to move, and I can bend their wings up when I'm done. So once I get all of the butterflies where I want them, I'm actually going to take a piece of cardstock and cut it to about the same size as this piece of paper. That is so I don't sew the second page of this poem and cover up the words, but also it gives me some stability. So let's get sewing. For this, I am basically going to be using one long continuous stitch here on the right side. I will then go back in and cut away all the strings and pieces. For the left side, I'm not going to sew all the way across. What I'm doing is I'm adding that second page, the second half of the poem, and I'm stitching these two pieces of paper together with just a few stitches for the few butterflies that are on that left side. What this does is just going to create a little pocket for me to slide this entry into my book and sandwich it between some of those torn pages. So as you can see, I'm just snipping away some of the thread. Some of them I left long. I kind of like the idea of the thread flying away with the butterflies. Fun little tip for you: if you love your typewriter as much as I do and you want to use it on pattern paper and using your sticker paper, you can take some of your other print and pray pieces that you've already printed out on sticker paper and just use the top portion, the blank portion around the top or the sides. So what I'm doing is I'm making a little tip-in, and this tip-in is it's from Job 12 verse 10. It says, "In his hand is the life of every living thing and the breath of all mankind." I thought this was a beautiful verse to go along with the butterflies just leaping off of the page and just the life that's there. So what I'm doing is I'm stitching this as a tip-in on the first torn page that I have in my book. Then I can go in with my pocket that I've made on this first layout of the poem and stitch that to the first little bundle of torn pages in the book. With that done and the sewing machine out of the way, I can show you. So here we have our first tip-in and our layout. Now I'm going to cover the sewn pieces together with some of the beautiful washi tape that comes with the kit. For the front side, I'm going to do the same thing, only with some pattern paper. I'm going to be using a flower here, some extra washi, and there you go. This is my first layout for the Revival Camp. I hope you love it, and I can't wait to go camping with you guys.